Go ahead.
What?
So
I had there like 9 different things out of that.
So you want to go first?
We're waking up at 3:30.
Okay, well, all right, set that part aside.
Well, there's a lot to it. You're winning multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
This is everything Mangini hates.
Thank you.
Everything he hates. But because it's Harbaugh,
because it's not the Cowboys.
No, when he remembers his own birth, remember that? Like the guy says things that I'm putting this in, I remember my own birth.
No, category. But I put this in the endless Justin Herbert propaganda bucket.
Yeah.
So Herbert's a very talented player who's, can wow you with some of the things he can do physically. He's also 5 years into an NFL career. He's accomplished nothing. Mm-hmm. As far as the things you would need to accomplish to be a Hall of Famer. Like, here is his career as of now. He's a game over 500. He's never won a playoff game. He's never won an MVP. He's never been an All-Pro. He's been a Pro Bowler once, same number as Mac Jones. His was real, though. He's never led the league in anything. He has played in 2 playoff games. How has he done? Well, he has a 60 passer rating. He has 2 touchdowns. He has 4 picks. One game, he threw more interceptions in the playoff game than he did all season combined. And the other one, he blew one of the 5 biggest playoff leads ever. That's his resume.
That was a comeback, though.
Thank you. That's his resume. And here's the problem with my problem with this from Jim Harbaugh. It's not even about Jim Harbaugh. It's about the fact that there's a lot of people I otherwise respect. One of them was the best man at my wedding.
Oh, Parkins still?
He's
still on
who is like
train?
Damn straight Justin Herbert. One of the most talented players I've ever seen. So who is he of the active quarterbacks? Who is he behind in the should, could, will make the Hall of Fame line? So if we just want to remove the old guys, Rodgers, who's in, Stafford and Russ, who are going to have arguments, whatever. He's behind, you have it?
No, I had something else. Go.
He's behind Mahomes, right?
Well, yes, obviously.
He's behind Lamar?
Yeah. You keep going for a while.
He's behind Josh Allen?
Yes.
He's behind Joe Burrow?
Yes.
I would argue he's clearly right now behind Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
And then, by the way,
Stafford.
I said we're removing the old guys. I said Rodgers, Stafford, Russ, take those guys out.
Sure.
And then also, let me ask you this. If you were saying, hey, of these 2 players, who's on the Hall of Fame trajectory more, him or Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
Jaden. Brew's not here.
He's won a playoff game.
So Brew's not here, so I'm going to say it. Him or Brock Purdy? Honest to God. Go ahead.
So last year, here's the other weird thing. Maybe this is the way to go, that Harbaugh wants to go a more Eagles route. He threw for fewer yards than Rodgers.
Yeah.
He threw for 6 more yards than Brock Purdy, who missed 2 games. His attempts, he threw for 504 attempts, which is 200 fewer than he had in 2022. So maybe but he also only had 3 interceptions, which led the league. I don't know if you count that as a statistical category or not. But 3 interceptions is pretty good. But I don't know if this kind of game management Herbert is the way to go.
It's just, listen, we would all laugh. Did I interrupt you?
No.
Sorry. We would all laugh.
I want to get to this Cowboys
If Mike McCarthy said, when he was the coach of the Cowboys, I wake up every day saying, how do I get Dak Prescott to the Hall of Fame? Dak Prescott, through 5 years, accomplished way more than Herbert. And I want to do one other Herbert thing as far as, because I'm not a quarterback wins guy, but I am. You want to make the Hall of Fame, you got to do something in the playoffs. Here are Hall of Fame quarterbacks, fewest playoff starts through 5 years. So Dan Fouts is the one that you would just be like, okay, that's the path. Because Steve Young is a weird one because he wasn't starting. Peyton, he was winning MVPs, and so we know it. Ken Stabler and Warren Moon, kind of weird careers. And then fewest playoff wins, because he obviously it's the same type of list. He's at 0 with those guys. And so I have a realization on this, and then we can move on. How I feel listening to people talk about Justin Herbert, I think, is how people feel listening to me talk about the Prince, where it's about what they are supposed to be and what they can be versus what they've actually done.
Correct.
However, in my defense, Herbert's 27, my guy's 25, and my guy did win a playoff game against him.
No one cares.
And so no one cares. No. But if Liam Cohen came out and said, since I took this job, all I've thought about is getting Trevor Lawrence to the Hall of Fame,
not all
he'd be roundly mocked.
He just woke up at 3 a.m.
Okay, I mean, so
It's not great.
Yeah, by the way, you know what? It's also not going to be great when they miss the playoffs this year. Cool. No, you wanted this in the show, and so I am now going to tell you what I think this actually signifies.
Go ahead.
This plus the thing in blue above the topic bar. Cowboys odds to win over 7.5 games. Even money. Coin flip. Will they get to 8 wins? Your awful Patriots, I think, number is 8.5,
Not
right?
Awful, they're 8.5.
I think that this being the biggest Cowboys story that we've had in...
Well, Jerry Jones is making those moves pre or post-draft.
Post-draft,
so we're
the biggest Cowboys
right there
story
in the heart of it.
Is a canary in the coal mine of the Cowboys' relevance waning a bit.
What are you talking about?
Go ahead, Wallace.
He brought people in. Everybody sat down. He said, everybody stand up.
Okay, but you
Little
love
game of
this
musical
story.
chairs right in the locker room. Let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think the Cowboys have in the past had enough talent to compete and have could just come up short in the playoffs for some je ne sais quoi reason?
Yes.
Choking, the moment's too big, you're at home, is there too much pressure? Is it
Call a quarterback draw with no...
That doesn't...
you have Zeke play center.
Silly ways. I'm just saying, it's not... It hit my... Maybe that'll work. Okay.
Why? Why would it work?
I just sometimes I like shaking the snow globe up and saying, here's the biggest glass half full reason why I think it could work. You know what? Micah, you are the leader of the defense. Dak, you are the leader of the offense. Special teams, no one's talking about you right now. You guys are the leaders of this team. It's not Jerry Jones. It's not even necessarily me. I'm just putting this, not me, Kevin Wildes, me, Brian Schottenheimer, putting you guys together. Yeah. You lead the team. I liked it.
You didn't like it.
I did. I have also seen success. I'm also a big fan of moving chairs around.
I know, but
traditionally,
here's
switch up the desks. Remember, we do a special show. I'm like, let's move that desk.
Yeah, I know you. I know that you do feel that way. I also know this. Now we're very fortunate. The show's doing good, doing well, fine.
Right, we don't have 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Right, but
let's all settle down.
That's fine, but we're doing all right. Let's say we weren't, and at some point we won't. At some point it'll get rid of us. And our boss came in from LA. It's like, guys, obviously things have not been going the way we hoped. Here's what we're doing. You know how Brew preps upstairs? Now he's taken the shared office next to your shared office. Whoa. Meeting over. Wow. You would turn to me and be like, we're screwed. They have no plan. And
I think that would work.
Okay. You know you don't.
I swear to God, I like that stuff.
Okay.
I like that stuff.
Okay. Okay.
I have it. I've moved people's chairs around when you
were a boss.
And I was like,
you were a Schottenheimer?
No, I'm saying
maybe that's why you're not a boss anymore.
It changes the dynamic of things. Maybe. Want to hear a great story that has nothing to do with sports, but I found it interesting?
Yeah, then
sure.
we have to
Brew's not here. It's more like a podcast.
It's not more like a podcast.
It is. We're doing great on podcasts, aren't we, Gianna?
Just don't talk to Gianna. Talk to me and the audience. Tell your quick story. Then we have to do the Abdul Carter thing.
My kid's elementary school teacher.
God dog it.
They let everyone pick their seats.
Yeah, of course.
Did you know that? This trick?
Just go ahead.
It's a trick.
Yeah.
You pick your seat and you're all next to your buddies. So then the teacher writes down where everybody is. Mm-hmm. and then the next day you're far away from your buddy.
What does that have to do with this?
Because now they know they obviously weren't together, right? Mm-hmm. Honestly, God, they obviously weren't together for some reason. Yeah. Well, now they are together. It's called leadership.
Okay, thanks, pal.
Reaction.
All right, so my reaction is twofold. One is Mitchell Schwartz, former Chiefs and a great right tackle, is good on Twitter. And Jeff, his brother, works with us, did our draft show with us. Mitchell tweeted, and I think correctly, a retired number should be literally untouchable. And it shouldn't, even if Lawrence Taylor said yes, it shouldn't matter. Because like the teams, if you retire a number for real, it's a team's decision, not even Lawrence's decision, and that way it removes the onus from Lawrence Taylor. Not that I think he was worried about being the bad guy here, but you know what I mean, to where you ask. But that clearly is not how it goes, because we then saw like Warren Moon gave the number to Cam Ward, yeah. But that's weird though, because Warren Moon never played for the Tennessee Titans.
Ray Flaherty's family,
right?
Last Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. So here's the reality. Here's my real answer. If all of a sudden this is going to become a thing that happens, Wildes, what happens when a player goes to a team and wants a number another player has?
You want him to buy?
Obviously, that's what he should have done. If
that would have been the biggest disaster.
No. By the way,
Lawrence Taylor, can I have $50,000 to wear your number?
I think it's well north of that, and I think there's a number LT says we can talk. But regardless, the point is, hold on, wait a minute. It shouldn't be that if Julio Jones comes to my team and I get blessed that I wear the number he wore forever, he's a great player, now all of a sudden I get a new car. But if I'm a legend who's not playing, I'm just supposed to like go along with it. Yeah, if we're in the numbers selling business for guys who are playing, then it's rude to ask without offering money. There's a rate for these things. We see it all the time. Why do you think that's crazy?
You're not going to ask. You're not going to try to bribe Lawrence Taylor. I have personal experience with this.
Oh, if this is about another one of your kids,
it's not going to be. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
When Drake May came to the Patriots, he took Mac Jones as 10. Mm-hmm. I was okay with it. I was like, you know what? But it was assigned to him. Yeah. It wasn't, Yeah,
because the Patriots
you didn't have to ask Mac Jones.
The Patriots wanted to turn the page from that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.